Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today. I would like to discuss a mixture of real life events that have happened and developed in my life and some dreams that I've had a few nights ago. So let's start with the dreams because I always find them quite interesting and I always like to hear your experiences and if this resonates or if you've been getting similar dreams or messages for yourself as well. So, a few nights ago, I dreamt that my beloved had a message for me. And the message was that basically it kind of has been a persistent message that's carried on for quite some time. And he said, "Once I am back for good." And in that dream, I witnessed a few painful events that he's had to go through. And I'm sure that these events are not too far removed or dissimilar from real life events because I can totally understand that this is something that has been bothering him and playing on his mind. It was about one of his exes, kind of being really cold and horrible and just not appreciating him for the person that he is, and just wanting him to be slightly different, or, wanting to change him or somehow belittle him for no apparent reason other than she doesn't love herself and therefore doesn't love him. And in the dream, I kind of witnessed that, but as I was waking up, I heard him whispering in my ear, "Nobody has ever understood me quite the way that you have. You have a way of knowing and understanding and just accepting me wholly and completely for who I am, and it's something that I'm not used to, so it's something that I'm trying to understand." And at first I couldn't accept that it was available to me, and so I ran away, but ultimately I've been running from myself and not from you. So that was an interesting message. And I also want to talk about the progress, the spiritual awakening that my brother has had. Through him, I received so much information about the Divine Masculine and my Divine Masculine's journey. Because if this was a phase, something that was meant to be short-lived and then to be gotten away from, kind of, like a bit of a fad, like, oh yeah, this isn't gonna last, then I feel that my brother would not have put all of the hard work, dedication into his spiritual awakening and learning. But it's been 3 weeks now, I feel, yeah, about going on 3 weeks. Oh, actually, tonight it'll be a 3-week anniversary. And he has truly dedicated himself to watching every single spiritual video that he can get his hands on to further his growth, reading books, listening to meditations, finding what techniques work for him, asking me a ton of questions, getting coaching from me, and it's just so fascinating and amazing to watch. And what I found myself doing as well, it's not just giving him the coaching, but telling him things, secrets that I had kept because I didn't want to worry anyone, and there is no cause for concern now, so there's really no need to go into it. But he was researching how you can pretty much do so much with your mind and with your heart, and harmonizing heart and mind can cause what we would deem as miracles, but it should be something that we can just do. And so we started talking about terminal illness and cancer and things of that nature. And I had told him that at one point I could have been really badly ill, and I was not giving up on life per se, but I thought, well, you know what? If it's my time, well then. But that was very brief. And of course, I told him, I know that I managed to get myself out of the situation, whether it was undoing what I had attracted or it just being a misdiagnosis. I am now in the state that I would have been in had I never attracted any illness into my life. And he found that very fascinating, but also very believable. Like, yes, of course you can get rid of illness. But he's also very much fascinated with the afterlife and saying how he knows he's got an important mission here on Earth, but he's also so intrigued and fascinated and looking forward to finally being in that state of just pure energy as well, that he's not afraid of it. And that's a good thing. That's a good place to be in. I wasn't afraid when I had my illness, but I felt a little bit sad that I had to go through it, and during that sadness I was like, oh well, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. But of course then my fighting spirit kicked in and was like, well, it's not your time to go, what the heck, we're gonna get through this. And I did. So if I can make that happen, then anything is possible, I told him, and he accepted that very easily. But what I want to say with this is that not only am I figuring things out about how he is perceiving things, and therefore how my beloved is also perceiving things, but me being so bold and open and sharing, this was my biggest secret so far, to share that with him, to trust him enough to not tell Mum and have her freak out and cry about it. There's no point crying about it anymore. The past is the past, but she's just not as strong as we need her to be, in order to just be able to accept things and not cry about the past anymore. But now that I was able to do this with him, I know that I'll be able to do whatever I want, say whatever I want, with my beloved as well. There's no need for secrets. I know before my brother woke spiritually and everyone kind of was not understanding my business and what is all this nonsense kind of thing, I felt a bit panicky that my beloved would also maybe think that way about me and my business, but now I'm thinking, no, this is something to be proud of. I'm helping people. I'm coaching them through their spiritual awakenings and difficulties and pitfalls. I'm reading the energies of their situations to help them as best as possible. I help to heal them, and I help create meditation so that they can help to heal themselves. This is a good thing, what I'm doing. It's not a business to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. And I've even inspired my brother to the point where he wants to somehow work in a spiritual kind of business as well himself one day. And so I know that I'll be able to share everything with my beloved. And I'm ready now because I've been this open. I've never been this open with my brother, actually. Or perhaps anyone in my family. And this is how I know that I'm ready too. It's not just them being ready for us, it's me being ready too. And that's an amazing realization. So, I hope that this message has helped, and if you would like to connect with me, all my details are in the description box. Thank you all so very much for taking time out of your day to listen to my messages, and for subscribing and leaving me wonderful comments and booking with me. I'm so happy to be able to help so many of you now. So thank you all very much. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.